Hello, welcome back to the Statman Dave Clips channel. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Manchester United's best 11, jumping into tactics, formations, and all that good stuff. Today's video is brought to you with Matchbook, the best exchange online for odds. If you want to go check those guys out, use the code Statman on sign up to get 0% commission for your first 30 days. Anyway, let's dive into the video. We are going to go through the best Man United 11 of the season. We're going to talk tactics and players that are in there for sure. I think first and foremost, we've got to talk goalkeepers. Of course, David De Gea started off in the season, but then Dean Henderson came into the team. In terms of Dean Henderson in the Premier League, he's had 12 Premier League games, kept 5 clean sheets, and got a save percentage at 76.6%. In 25 games in all comps, he has conceded 21 goals and got 13 clean sheets. I think the interesting side with this is versus the stats of David De Gea this season in the Premier League: 26 appearances, 9 clean sheets, and a save percentage at 65.22%. So obviously Dean Henderson has got a better clean sheet per game record, but also a better save percentage. In all competitions in 35 games, De Gea has conceded 45 goals, over a goal a game, and kept 12 clean sheets to, of course, Henderson's 13. I think the thing with David De Gea is he's wonderful on his line. He's a brilliant goalkeeper at the back, shot stopping, very, very good 1v1 when the opposition's running at him in those sort of situations. But I think the thing with Dean Henderson, the advantages, should we say, of having Dean Henderson in goal for Manchester United is I think he's a better footballer. In a sense, I think Dean Henderson's better with the ball at his feet. You know, those long passes out, short passes out to Maguire and so forth. But I think the most important thing about Dean Henderson in this United team is his ability to sweep off the line, is to play higher, is to have a higher starting position and then sweep those balls. I think if United want to start to dominate again in terms of their pressing and so forth, I do think the high line has got to come in. So I think Dean Henderson is a better goalkeeper to facilitate that high line. But in terms of the best 11, I think on just the pure shot stopping and what he's kind of done this season, you probably still got to go with David De Gea. Dean Henderson, a young goalkeeper, still learning, but learning his trade under a brilliant number one in David De Gea, who's done a great serving for Manchester United. I think in terms of right back, I don't think there's much competition for right back. And it is Juan Basaka. In terms of the stats for Juan Basaka this season, he's won the most tackles for Man United at 88. And only Luke Ayling has won more tackles as a defender. He's also got the most interceptions at 62. I think one thing that he can improve is his attacking play going forward. He's got 6 goal contributions in the Premier League this season and 4 assists. You know, we take the best assister in the league is, of course, from defender, is Aaron Cresswell. So Wan-Bissaka's got half of what Cresswell's got. So there's definitely room for improvement and development there in the attacking part of his game. I think as well, in terms of the other positions that we've got to look at straight away, that kind of non-negotiable, I think Luke Shaw's straight in. Luke Shaw's season has been pretty phenomenal. In a sense, he's massively upped his game. Playing for Manchester United in an attacking sense. Trent is the only defender that's created more chances than Luke Shaw going forward. And I think with Luke Shaw, I think it really works with the player ahead of him, with the Marcus Rashford that can hold the width and allow Luke Shaw to get into the final third and then make those kind of underlap runs to drive inside the penalty area and then look for those cutbacks or so forth. I like it when he's got a winger ahead of him on that side. In terms of centre-backs, I think there's one player that's kind of undisputed, and that is Harry Maguire when he's fit. Absolutely fantastic season from Harry Maguire. He's got the best aerial duel win rate in the league at 78%. Better than the likes of James Tarkowski, Tyrone Mings, Joachim Anderson, and Michael Keane. Only Aaron Wan-Bissaka's made more interceptions than Harry Maguire in the league this season. What I love about Harry is not only his command and his captaincy out the back. You know, you can all hear him now. There's no fans there. But I think the big thing is him driving out, getting into that final third, that kind of advanced left position, playing passes. I think that's something that Harry Maguire's got as a player and needs to continue. I think the big sort of point of contention and discussion is who is Harry Maguire's partner. Victor Lindelof is probably Solskjaer's number one at the moment, in a sense, playing next to Harry Maguire. he's obviously improved in certain parts of his game. He's won 65% of his tackles in the Premier League. But I think the nice thing that I've liked from it is that kind of those long-range assists where he kind of like drops the ball for Marcus Rashford running off the left wing. Done that twice this season. Once against Sheffield United and once against Granada. Want to see that more from Victor Lindelof. He is to become the undisputed starter. He's completed 2.8 long passes per game. Goal contributions, 2 assists and his goal. Of course, the guy that can come in and replace him, of course, fan favourite, Eric Bailly. In terms of that sort of combination, in terms of long passing, which I think you need for a centre-half in the modern day. Bailly's completed 1.6 long passes per game. Of course, Lindelof is at 2.8. Bailly's only been dribbled past once in his 11 Premier League games this season, winning 83% of his tackles. I think the big problem with Eric Bailly has been his time on the pitch. Not played enough games. Another player that's had a very stop-start campaign has been Axel Tuanzebe. But I think the thing with Tuanzebe is, we look at Man United this season. One of the defining games from the early parts of the season was against PSG. And when we look at that and his statistics from that game, Axel Tuanzebe was absolutely brilliant in that match. When we take a look at his stats for the game, absolutely pocketed both Neymar and, of course, Mbappe. 7 clearances, 100% of his tackles, ground duels galore. Really good display from Axel Tuanzebe away in Paris. But similar with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, getting through those numbers. 6 out of his 8 tackles, 2 interceptions, 1 block, 2 clearances. But Tuanzebe had a really good game there. And I think if Tuanzebe could stay fit, there's a player there. There really is a really good player there. And I'd like to see United going that forward. But I think for best 11, you've probably got to throw in Victor Lindelof in that centre-back position. I think into midfield, there's a few options. Obviously, Fred and Mctominy have both been really good in these bigger games. I think that's where United excel, in a sense. Fred has recovered the ball more than any other United player this season at 228 times. No player has won more tackles per game at 2.7. Scott McTominay is playing more of a box-to-box role this year, and it's come back with goals. 7 goals and assists, directly involved in 8 in all comps, the best he's ever managed in the Prem this season. In terms of his stats, he's averaging 2.2 tackles 1 per game and 1.2 interceptions. Good numbers there. Of course, the other player that could play in that defensive midfield position would be Paul Pogba, in a sense, coming to defensive midfield. But I do think there's still... United look better with McFred in a sense. They look a bit more stable, especially with Bruno Fernandes ahead, being that playmaker. Having Scott and Fred kind of works as a good base in that situation. Bruno Fernandes is first to Manchester United for passes into the final third. For passes into the box, for chances created, for big chances created, more importantly, for goals and assists. Bruno Fernandes has been United's best player. And I think in terms of, pairing Bruno Fernandes with a number of attackers, I think Mason Greenwood comes in on the right-hand side as Man United's best option from the right in terms of goals as a teenager. Mason Greenwood scored 17. Rooney scored 15. Rashford scored 13. Mason Greenwood scored 6 goals since the beginning of last month. No player has managed more in that period. That's since the start of April. And I think we've got to throw, obviously, another player in. We've seen Paul Pogba playing this wide left position as a bit of a playmaker, getting on the ball, trying to link with Cavani, link with Bruno Fernandes, but also link with Luke Shaw on the overlap. United's attacking shape with Pogba in the side is a little bit of a kind of looking at this attacking midfield line. Let's throw with a Cavani in there. Looking like a 3-2-4-1 in a sense. Big F's in the chat. Lovely stuff, guys. Get into the chat as well who you think should be in United's best 11. But in terms of Paul Pogba, what we expect from the attacking shape for Man United, Cavani leads the line. Bruno moves into the inside left channel. Mason holds width on the right. Pogba comes inside left. And Shaw provides that width. I think the reason why Man United's best 11 contains Marcus Rashford, because I think Rashford gives Shaw something a little bit different. I think Pogba's quite stationary, holds that inside channel, whereas when Marcus plays that position, you get a bit of variation in a sense of Marcus will not only hold the width a bit better, in terms of drawing players in, but will run at people on the dribble, be a little bit more explosive, but also will allow Luke Shaw to make that underlap. And I think it's one of Shaw's biggest strengths is kind of that underlap, then the cross. You know, a few assists this season, a few big chances he's created have come from Marcus Rashford in those positions. In terms of Rashford's stats, back-to-back 30-plus seasons in direct goal involvement. So he's been directly involved in 30 goals in all competitions in back-to-back years. And that shows of what a player he's become at Manchester United. This season in all comps, 21 goals, 13 assists, 34 direct goal involvements in all comps. And finally, a little bit of Eddie Cavani. Up front, been United's best striker this season. 23 full 90s, 16 goals, and 5 assists. Lovely, lovely stuff. And this is the team of the season for Man United this season. 4-2-3-1 with Marcus Rashford wide left, Greenwood wide right, Cavani through the middle, Bruno off, Mctominy in midfield, a back four, Shaw, Maguire, Lindelof and Juan Basaka. And I think we'll have to throw in David De Gea in goal as well. That's Man United's best 11. Guys, let me know what you think. And in terms of how United can improve this best 11, I think you're looking at a few player positions. I think first and foremost, bringing Jadon Sancho in from Borussia Dortmund, play him on the right-hand side. I think then looking at the likes of Declan Rice into midfield, pairing him with Scott McTominay, allowing Scott to play box-to-box. Would just be two signings there that massively would upgrade Manchester United in a sense. Straight away, 2 signings. You spend quite a lot, but you get proven quality. Well, there you have it, guys. Manchester United's best 11 for this season. If you don't agree with me, get into the comments below. Of course, like that video, subscribe if you're new, and check out Matchbook. Use the code STATMAN to get 0% commission for the first 30 days. And I will see you next time.